them of another receiver, and they were talking about me, and then you said something about Wayne Corbett, and then blah, blah, blah. And I told them they are funny for putting that together to try to start trouble.
This is Keyshawn J. Willimax coming to you live from the Seaport District of Pier 17, brought to you by Chase.
What?
Now programs out of my ear
trouble.
again. What's that?
So they love starting trouble.
Nah, it's fine.
No, it's great. I love it. Are you kidding me?
All they were saying was I had such influence on receivers wanting the football, which is probably true.
So,
yeah. Oh, well, for sure. You wouldn't, Jay, if you followed me and you was a receiver, there was some habits that I had that you may have wanted to duplicate.
Such
like
as?
what?
Catching the football.
Key invented catching. Do you understand before Key, no one caught the football?
It was the way I caught it, though. It was how I caught it gracefully, you know.
Should we hold it against Damian Lillard that he has not asked for a trade? Okay? This is, in other words, there's a lot of stuff like Kevin Durant. Boy, we hold it against him that he hops from team to team, right? But if we ask these guys, if we ask these guys to win a championship, this is definitely not my opinion, but this is a question I will pose. Are there those who feel that you can also hold it against someone who stays put and stubbornly tries to win a championship where they are, even if it's obvious that they're not going to be able to get it done there? Jay?
No, you bless him is what you do. You, right, Jay? You bless him.
I you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. That's why I try to tell people all the time when I rap with them on the phone or in person, Key, I'm like, do not just do stuff for the sake because the media wants you to do something. Like, oh, well,
do you think that players will do stuff just because of the media? I'm talking about top players.
I think some guys get heavily influenced. I think some guys don't like the chirping from people.
If someone has a burner account on social media, that to me tells me they care about media, whether it's the formal media or informal.
No,
media.
I'm talking about whether to stay with a team or to leave to a team. That's what I was asking.
I think a lot of young people find their happiness with what everybody else tells them their happiness is until they get to a certain point of life where they stop giving a damn. Like for me, frankly, like one of the things I love about Dame, I could care less what Bobby Marks had to say yesterday. I could care less what people will try to take him from team to team or they get frustrated because he's pump faking or he's always talking about what other teams potentially look like. Like, if Dame has loyalty towards Portland, then I respect that. That's his decision with his career. Like, he's from that area, born and raised around that. Like, if that's what he wants to do with his career, then fine.
Now, Key, wouldn't you say that given how long he has already spent there, he's proven that point that Jay is talking about? And at this point, like, in other words, Dame will always get credit for staying put because he stayed put for so long. But at this point, before he's in decline where that's not really Dame anymore, right? Before it becomes a Gary Payton or even a Jason Kidd thing, while he's still the great Damian Lillard, has he earned enough credit for staying there that now if he moves, people will understand?
I think people would understand. I think people understand if he moved. People would welcome him moving. I don't think he would get backlash. Look, the only reason why Kevin Durant got in trouble with people like you, Max, is because he lost to a team that had won 70 games plus or whatever the number was. And at the same time, he joined a team that had won championships and all this. Right. And he was young still.
Yeah.
Had Kevin Durant done that what is Dame's 10th year for Dame? What is it, like 10, 11 years for Dame?
He's been in the league for a long time.
Had Kevin Durant been in the league for 11 years, 10 years, 12 years, whatever, I don't think anybody would have said anything.
I think
people would have been like, oh, yeah,
it's
that. Cool. He needs to go get his ring. We're not saying anything about CP3, right? CP3 could go to every team for the next 10 years and keep trying.
But you know what the difference is with KD? I think when you see a small point guard, right, on a team that's not quite enough, they just don't have enough around him. You're like,
Max,
but KD,
wrong.
KD's a 7-footer with every skill in the world and was on a team with lots of talent.
Doesn't matter if when he did it, he was still young. He didn't stay there long enough. Dame's been in Portland his entire career.
I do think that has something to do with it.
So if he leaves, people are going to be like,
earn trust.
Earn trust. Good. It's good for him.
People want to weigh in on the most influential basketball players ever. Jason in Florida, you're on KJM, ESPN Radio.
Hey, good morning, guys. Look, I agree. MJ for sure, the tongue out step, the three-pointer, AI with the crossover. I was killing fools in the park with that. But I got a couple of names, old heads, Dr. J and like Elgin Baylor, I mean, they were like the first ones to go to the hoop and dunk it right in your face and do all that jazz stuff. It was amazing. But also guys like European players like Dirk or even Sabonis, they had the influence also. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
I mean, Sabonis,
Ginobili even.
Look at Jokic, right? I mean, Dirk, look at the shots that other people hitting. It's like that fadeaway jump shot with the ball behind your back and the footwork, man, on the block. But I still think we're like most influential ever.
But
so for me, ever means not only on the court, but you have to have people mimicking your style of play.
Yeah.
Like kids,
multiple people, though.
Kids.
Do we not talk Elgin because we weren't around for that?
I can't.
Dr. J, I was touched by Dr. J.
I saw Doc do some dunking and some stuff to us, but
but Elgin leads to Dr. J, who leads to Michael Jordan.
I understand, but I don't think for me, those two, I saw Dr. J at the end. I never saw Elgin Baylor, so I don't really know what his.
So let's not talk about of all time. Let's talk about in our lifetimes of watching, right? Because then
I can't.
No, that's fine. I think that's legit.
It's not. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to you.
Yeah. So we're gonna put Elgin aside, not because he doesn't deserve it, but because we just weren't around to see it.
Think about it though, and I'll take Steph for a minute. When you think about it, everybody in the league, college, little kiddies, they want to be Steph. I have to tell my son, dude, seriously, what the hell are you doing?
I totally agree. If there's one player who needs to be on it in terms of influence, Steph needs to be on it.
Everything I wanted to do when I played basketball was surrounded around Jordan.
Everything. Right. That would be my
I wore knee
other
sleeve.
guy.
Nothing was wrong with my knee.
I don't know. Yo, the three guys that are on the list, I don't understand. AI is in that same bucket, man.
You think so?
Oh my God, Max.
Yeah,
as Steph and MJ?
Yes,
absolutely.
As a kid, I cannot tell you, and I played against AI. Yo, there were kids the same way you see kids now shooting the ball from half court. The same way you saw kids back in the day with their tongue out.
I have to admit, when I saw the Kobe on the list, who I thought was really derivative of Jordan, I thought, no, that should be either AI or Magic or
AI
Bird
when he was in Georgetown,
Yeah.
just the way people were dressing.
Well, I was just about to say, I was about to literally, you took it right out my mouth. I was about to say this before Jay said it. My daughter, Maya, thought she was AI. French braids
all
with
that.
the Reebok shoes. I'm like, big old jersey. I'm like, come on, all of her homegirls that played hoop with her, they all thought they was AI.
That's why when you say you can't, it's hard to keep it on the court. It's the sneakers or the style or whatever it is seeps onto the court because it means it strengthens the brand in the imagination of kids, and then they just want to imitate the player.
Max, I'm gonna tell you something too. Like as a guy who competed against this dude. Like, I'm 6'2", 195. Like, I'm a bigger guard, right? Like, not in today's age, right? But, like, during those times, like, Chauncey Billups is a big guard. Like, I can run circles around you and Key, right? That's this on the basketball court.
Because you got that little size, you can do it.
Well, I can move, man, and I can body your little ass.
Well, yeah, you're
like the same size.
Like, I'm just saying. Like,
you and I are like the same size.
Everybody can talk all that talk. When we're on the court, I'm a different dude. So all I'm saying, when you actually see AI and you start understanding that dude is 6'1", $170, and you start seeing the way he can move, like he didn't have the same frame as a Chauncey Billups or me, but you cannot stop him anywhere on the court, and he danced with the ball. It was like hip-hop poetry, man. It was so different experiencing that.
So
it's different.
So order them. In terms of influence, Steph and MJ have to be on there.
People got a lot like little jokes here.
What's that?
No, I'm saying like sometimes people pop off with little jokes and then sometimes you just don't understand.
But AI, and so you talk about that. MJ, obviously, Steph Curry. And then when you look at maybe who would be the fourth? Who's our fourth? So you got MJ, Steph Curry.
We got MJ, Steph,
those two
AI,
I think
for
sure.
And Kobe.
You have I would put LeBron over Kobe, but you guys are arguing that.
The problem with
how do you imitate
the problem? Well, there's no problem. Kobe and Michael Jordan. Everybody in Michael Jordan's era was trying to be Michael.
So I got one.
Everybody was trying to be Kobe.
I got one for you.
But that's true. But that's the same thing as Michael.
Nah, it is, but it's a different person.
So just name another Laker. Kobe. You have obviously. Let me start again. MJ, Steph, AI. Then go Magic.
Yeah, I think Magic.
Go Magic Johnson.
So the
Magic influenced the game because everybody's trying to do the passes back in those times.
Me too. I was trying to.
Whoop.
Magic. See, to me, there are two for sure. Steph and MJ are. I mean,